Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This video is going to hopefully help you and your team make a better decision as to the type of sharing that you want to utilize inside of your Canvas course, specifically with your PLC team, or maybe another team that you're working with to share content in Canvas. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of give you a rundown of two effective ways. We realize they're not the only ways, but they're two of the most effective ways to share course content in Canvas. One will be through the Canvas Blueprint course, and we're going to go through that. And then also we'll show you the second way is sharing via the Canvas Direct Share feature inside of a Canvas course. And so the goal of this video is to make sure you're familiar with those two processes, and then so that you can better, with your team, make a decision as to the type of sharing that you may want to try to utilize for the 2021-2022 school year. We want to make sure that you understand these processes so that you can make that best decision for your group, so that we can then help you prepare courses to work on over the summer, potentially, if you're planning and working at all during the summer to plan content and to organize the Canvas course. And then also so that we can make sure that we have your content in your PLC courses ready for the fall. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to jump into a blueprint course. So this first example is going to be sharing via a Canvas blueprint course. And so we're going to walk you through the process there. You are probably already familiar with this process, but this is just kind of a reminder here to make sure that you fully understand what it looks like. And so I'm currently in a blueprint course. Let's just say for simplicity that I go into my modules here, and I've made a change, or I've added an assignment, or I've done something to a module where I organize my content and I want to then share this content with the other members of my team. So this year, hopefully through this process, you'll remember that you'll know that it's a blueprint course because there's a little blue ribbon up here in the top right corner. When we click on that blue ribbon, we'll see that there are associations with the blueprint. Those associations mean those are my live courses. So this may be my math blueprint course, and I've made edits and I've made adjustments. I've added things to it, and I'm now ready to sync that to my live courses. It may be teacher A, teacher B, teacher C. This goes to their live courses. I'll know that there are changes to be synced to those live courses because right here it says unsynced changes, and I hit the sync button. And when I do that, these changes will then go, these additions, whatever I've done in the course, should then go to those live courses. Now, we did see this year some technical issues with that from time to time. For the most part, I think it was a pretty clean process, but every now and then we would get errors, or we'd have issues from a sync, and a lot of the times that came from duplicates that were done in the blueprint course or possibly in the live courses. And so there are some technical issues with this, but like I said, for the most part, it was pretty smooth, I think, as a way to share content from a PLC common course where we're planning and we're organizing content into our live courses. So the blueprint, the sync has occurred. I could then now go into my live courses and see those changes and see where the new content and stuff has appeared. So that's kind of option one, if you will, utilizing the blueprint. Option two, so this is the second option of the two options that we're going to discuss today. Option two for sharing resources inside of your PLC Common Canvas course. We're going to jump into a different course for this example. And in this example, what we're going to focus on is what we call, or what Canvas calls, the direct share method for sharing resources to other teachers, to other courses. So I'm going to go into my modules. This is, again, that PLC course, if you will. This is where I'm doing my planning. This is where our teachers are collaborating, working together, doing a variety of things inside of a common course. The idea behind the direct share method, and some of you may have seen this and some of you may have no idea what I'm talking about. The idea behind the direct share method is you still plan, you still work inside of a PLC common course. You still add assignments. So maybe you're working in just that math course or just the social studies course, just the science course. You're organizing resources. We encourage teachers to organize their resources and their assignments inside of modules. Once you do that and you work and you organize those resources inside of modules, the only place that becomes different from, let's say, our blueprint option is you'll notice there's no blue blueprint because this course is not designated as a blueprint. So we don't actually hit the sync button. So how do we share the module? How do we share an assignment from a course that's not a blueprint, that's maybe just our common PLC course? How do we share that into live courses, or how do we better share that to teachers on our team is basically what we're getting at here. So in this example here, you'll see I've got a couple different modules inside of this course. And let's just say, for instance, that I was now prepared to share this week of August 20th module. I've got items in the module, I've got attachments, I've got quizzes and assignments and things like that. If I want to share this particular module with those people on my team, remember, in our blueprint, we clicked on the little blue button up here, we click the sync button, and that stuff or the content would be pushed over. In this example, we're focusing on the direct share feature. So there's three little dots right here. When I click on those three little dots, you'll notice I have a couple different options in the middle of the screen. I have a send to option, and I have a copy to option. If you hover over those, it gives you a little message as to what those mean. So in this example, I've selected the entire module because I clicked on the three dots out to the right of the module name. This says, send this module to another user. This is the idea, this is the concept that you would utilize if you chose option 2. So we would click on the send to another user option, and in here, you can then start typing the names of other users. And so as I type out the names of other users, what you're going to see is you'll want to type out their first and last name to make sure that you get the right user in there. So let me just type out a few names here, so we make sure we get the right information in there. So in this example, I'm sharing this particular module with 3 other teachers on my team. I'm going to now click the send button, and what that does is this will send that module to that individual Canvas account. It does not put it in a course for them automatically. It doesn't place it on a list or anything like that. Instead, it sends it to that specific user's account. And then once they go into Canvas, once that user goes into Canvas, I'll show you where they can then see what they've received inside of Canvas. And then from there, they can go in and they can organize that content in the course that they want it. Now, we showed you an example of an entire module, how to send an entire module. You'll notice there's 3 dots next to assignments and next to pages and things like that inside of the modules. This will also work for specific assignments. So it's a real easy way to just send that assignment to that user. I can do the same thing. I click send to, I type in their names, and once their names appear, I hit send. So I want to make sure that you understand when we click on those 3 dots, it doesn't have to be for an entire module. It can be individual assignments. So for option 2 here, I think it's important to realize that you can do modules, you can share modules, you can share individual assignments or individual pages. So in this next kind of step of the video, I want to show you the second half of option 2, which is receiving the assignments, receiving the modules, what that looks like on that end, and then how that user would place it in their Canvas course. All right, so here we are now from a different perspective. I'm now looking at the screen in which the content has been shared from my PLC. I'm now logged in as that individual teacher, and I'm looking to move the content that's been shared with me from my PLC team into my actual Canvas course where my students live. So what you'll notice is up here in the top left corner of your screen, you've got a count button. And you'll notice there's a little number 1 next to it. That means that I have one item that's been shared with me. That item was shared from our PLC course. A specific teacher went in there and we chose that send to option. We typed in the names. And now from that perspective of receiving the content, all I have to do is go in under my account. You'll notice I have a notification here. Shared content is 1 next to where it says shared content. I'm going to click on that. And when I click on that, now we're into a screen where we see all the content that's been received to this specific user. So in this example, you can see that you can see who shared the content, what type of content was shared, what the name of it was. So you can see that it was an entire module. If I click on the three dots here, this is where you would then organize this into your specific course. So very simply, I just click import. When I click import, I can then from the drop-down menu see different courses. What's going to be the most effective though is just to search for the name of that course that you want to move that module into. When I select that specific course, it's going to ask me then to import. I can click import and it tells me it has imported successfully. So again, that's the process. That module is now inside of my live course from that specific PLC planning course. So just to summarize the video here, to clear things up, two options that we're looking at here. One is the Canvas Blueprint course, where we go in and we have associated courses, and when we are done working inside of the Canvas Blueprint, we've added stuff, there'll be an option to sync. A pro to that is everything gets pushed out to the courses. It all should appear in those live courses. One of the cons that we've seen this past year, some of the things that we learned was there are some technical glitches that occur from time to time with the Blueprint. So if you had some headaches with the Blueprint, technically speaking, option one may be something you want to look at and say, well, maybe we want to look at option two. And as a reminder, option two is where we talk about the shared content. Direct share, that's the direct share feature. Again, that's where you go into a course. You're working in a common PLC planning course. Once you're working in that course, you can use the direct share. When you're ready to share resources, you just click the three dots and you send that to a specific user. You also have an option to copy to a specific course. That would only really come into play if you had access to all of the live courses on your PLC team. So the send to option is going to be the most user-friendly. And then once you receive that content from the shared PLC course, you would go into your account here, and under shared content, you would have the ability to place that shared content through an import into your specific live course. So I hope that helps in you making a decision and having a conversation with your team. Please let us know. Please reach out to us if we can be of any assistance or answer any of your questions that you may have before you fill out the survey.